What is going on, everybody? We are back with another one. If you clicked on this video, it's probably because the title said something like how to find the right size shock for your lift. I don't know, something like that. I haven't even thought of the title yet, but I've worked out the math here for you. We're going to go over it today, right now, and make it really easy to find out what kind of shock you need for the lift that you have, and that's about it. It's pretty simple. The market is really dumb, or maybe they play dumb when it comes to advertising shock absorbers for trucks, cars, you name it. Basically, the information that I want from them is what is the total amount that it extends and what is the total amount that it compresses. Obviously, I have a rear end that flexes. It's a solid axle. It's got 4 inches of lift. That's not including, I guess, the ½ inch you get from the tires. So really it's like 4.5, but the lift itself is 4 inches. And so because of that, I get quite a bit more flex simply because the body is farther, the frame, the body is farther away from the axle. So there's more separation going on. Say if this was the axle and your body's at this red line. So this is the little equation that I came up with, and you can use it yourself at home. You can write it down on a piece of paper. You can copy this. This is free information. So we start here with the center of the diff. And yeah, I got my chopstick here. It's working out great. So I got the center of the diff right here, okay? Here's your axle all the way to your tire. Say we're looking at the vehicle from the rear, okay? From the rear, this is your right rear passenger tire. This is the outer edge of the tire, okay? My distance from the center of my diff, you can measure this at home, to the outer edge of your tire, mine is 39 inches. From the center of the diff to where my shock is mounted is 24 inches. Okay, so those are 2 important numbers that you need to get. If your shock is mounted a little bit at an angle, I would take maybe the measurement in the middle of the shock. It's more of a middle of a ground type area. In this next picture I'll show you, you can see here that the tire is tucked up into the wheel well quite nicely, okay? I've got that front wheel up on a curb that is more than half the height of the tire. After seeing that picture, you can see that rear tire is tucked up in there pretty good. Now I measured that, and that's 8 inches of travel. So, does my shock also extend 8 inches up? No, it doesn't, because it is not all the way out at 39 inches. It's in at 24 inches. So how do you find out how much your shock is actually extending up? All you need to focus on are these 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 39, 24, and 8. So at 39, the top of the wheel travels 8 inches. So let's take 39 and divide it by 8. At how many inches does it go up 1 inch? Because eventually over here, it's going to equal 8 inches. All right, so if we do the math, 39 divided by 8, 4.875. So every 4.875 inches of this axle length, it increases by 1 inch. So if we go in and make some imaginary lines, some markers that equal 4.875, let's say 1, we need 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's say those are imaginary lines here, and each one is a distance of 4.875 inches. And we figure out the full compression of this shock at 24 inches. Remember, the tire will go up 8 inches at 39. If I bring you back over here for a second, let's say this is 8 inches. Okay, 8 inches up at 39. But let's say the shock is somewhere over here. So if you draw a straight line that's the same 8 inches, Look at all this extra that it's actually not going up. This is your compression right in here. So this is the number we're trying to find. And we're finding that by dividing 39 by 8, getting 4.875. Now all that we need to do is, now that we have the 4.875 equals 1 inch, we need to divide 24 by 4.875. All right, 24 divided by 4.875 is 4.9 inches of travel. Let's make it 5, okay? So we got 5 inches of travel. So while the outer edge of this tire travels up 8 inches, just like here, 8 inches, this shock will only compress 5 inches because it's closer in to the center of the axle. And the closer in you go, the less it will compress. So I hope this demonstration has helped you. No one taught this to me. I basically just kind of figured it out on my own because I was just really frustrated at manufacturers and telling you, oh, these shocks are good for a 2-inch lift, and these are good from a 0 to 3, and these are good for a 5.5, and 90% of them are just bogus claims. You got to go in and look at the specifications, the full extension, the full compression, and see what's right for you. And this is a good equation that will help you get the shock that you need without buying something that's wrong for your application. My shock, where it's mounted at top and bottom while it's sitting on level ground, is a total distance of 23 inches from mount to mount. That is what I claim to be its riding position. It's at 23 inches. So now I have to go up 5 inches. So I have a 23-inch ride height shock, and when my tire gets compressed up into the fender well 8 inches, this is only doing 5 inches of work. So now I'm adding 5 inches of compression, which is actually subtracting from the 23. Its total length, because now it's shrinking, right? We're bringing it down. So we need to subtract 5 from 23, and what does that get us? 18 inches. So I need something that compresses minimum 18 inches. I drove it up on the same curb. I'll show you another picture of the other tire. And this one, you can see the body roll is taking in effect with it as well. So it's not going to take the whole 8 inches of flex there. It's more like roughly 4 to 5 inches of difference. So in my particular setup, I want to add 4 to 5 inches to this 23. I'm going to go with 4. That makes this a 27 at full extension. So now I'm looking for a shock that will compress at least 18 and extend at least 27. That's it. Those are the numbers you're hunting down, and the only way to hunt it down is by using this equation. Again, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Bike Revolution TV. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!